This is all about not only just Canon, but specifically the FD mount from the early 1970s. They replaced the FL mount, and I'm gonna talk about 4 FD lenses that I have, and I'm gonna go through each one and give you a little sample, just like my my other videos. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and I'll be back in just a flash. Even though I don't do flash photography.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott. Okay, well, this week's episode, we're moving on in our quest to
What? Is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
cover all the vintage lenses that I have here in my Modesty photography studio. Today's focus is on obviously one of the big 5 name brands that are out there from Japan, and of course that means Canon. I've got a number of modern Canon lenses as well to go with my camera that I'm actually shooting this video on, which is my Canon M50, which is an APS-C sensor. So I use adapters and whatnot to make them work as well as their own native lenses. But today we're looking a little blast from the past that I use to adapt to my, well, not only my Canon, but also my full frame Sony cameras too. I have the Sony A7R III here.
Wishful thinking.
I also have an A7, the original, that I use too, which is a 24 megapixel versus a 42. But anyway, it's not about the cameras, it's about the lenses. So let's talk about FD lens mount. Now the FD lens mount replaced Canon's former lens mount, which was an FL lens mount. Breech lock and all these other terms that they use for it, but today's focus is on the FD lens mount, and that replaced the FL in the early 70s, 1971, actually late 1970, early 1971. So that's what I have here is 4 samples. I also have some other like Tokina and Vivitar with FD lens mounts as well, but I want to focus on the ones that Canon actually made for their particular line. So anyway, I have 4 of them, and I'm going to run through each one, talking a little bit about it and giving you the usual samples, taking a picture of my Canon M50, at least focusing in on the end of the 15 to 45 millimeter lens that I have on that camera. So starting off with the far left over here, I have one of my favorites. I use this a lot actually with my Sony here when I do shoot videos when I'm showing the M50 and I need a video camera, so I use my my Sony, and I obviously have an FD to an EX adapter that I put on the Sony here, which is what I have mounted right on it. Actually, the only one that doesn't have an adapter on it immediately is the 50 millimeter. Oh, I should introduce them before I start jumping right in.
How brutal.
So let me start at the beginning then. Here we have FD, 24 millimeter f2, and its next door neighbor here is a 50 millimeter, and again FD 50 millimeter 1.4. And as you see, it's got a chrome nose, or a silver nose, they call it. This was one of the original designs in there. And the very next design, they got rid of the silver and moved it into a black, just like the rest of these. The black trim all the way around. But this one's silver. Next, I have my 55 1.2, and this is when they started identifying the coatings on them, and they're all coated anyway, even if they don't say they are. So this is an SSC, which is a super spectra coating.
I came here to kill you, and I thought you came here to die.
It's called marketing anyway. But this is a beautiful lens. I mean, whew, look at the glass in there. Anyhow, I'll get to it as we move along. And then last in my little collection here is my 135 f2.5. And again, it doesn't say anything about the coating, but it has the coating included in there anyhow. And this is kind of a special one because this is actually one of the first FD with the new FD mount lenses to be produced. So anyway, back to the beginning. Let me talk individually about each lens. So as I said, this is the 24 millimeter f2. There's it's a bigger sister, or smaller sister, I guess you would say.
Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow. Sister.
Looking aperture-wise, this is an f2. They have an f2.8 24 millimeter. They also have a bigger sister, as I say, the more expensive one, which is a 1.4, but it's an L glass lens, and it's really expensive. So I'll take the f2 any day. 'Cause remember, this is modesty photography. It's all about saving you money. So I'm not going to be reviewing any L glass for Canon as much as I would love to have some. But anyway, so this is just actually all of these are the same. They have 8 blades, 8 aperture blades. This has 11 elements in 9 groups, and it's got a floating element design to it, which means it's great for close-ups. You can get within 30 centimeters or 0.3 meter of your subject and stay in focus. So it's, as I said, it's a great lens. It's great for video. A number of my YouTube videos are filmed with this particular lens here. So as I said, normally with my routine here, I take a picture of my Canon M50 lens, which is the 45 or the 15 millimeter 45, and I give you a shot of this, and just to give you an idea of the field of view. And as with all manual focus lenses that I have on that I use in my Sony mirrorless, I use my focus peaking as well as focus magnifier to zoom right in to get a nice clear shot. So I will put this in the video and show you what it looks like from here. I'm to give you an idea, away from the camera, I'm about 1 meter away from the camera, so that's fairly close. Shooting at 15 millimeter on that. So this is the 24. As I said, it's a great little lens, and I'm also going to obviously include pictures of my favorite model, which is my son Dylan McDonald. He's actually just turned 20 weeks 2 days ago. So he's progressing. He's getting along there. Anyhow, let me. This one doesn't have a mount, so let me. Get this. This one. Which one should I use here? Maybe I'll just grab, since I've already used this lens, I'll just grab this one. Anyhow, okay, so we got the mount, or adapter, sorry, mounted on here. Let me get this on my Sony. Now, of course, I shoot all these at wide open because I want you to see the, the capabilities of the lens when it's wide open. So let me zoom in on the tip of the lens here at 15 to 45, again to show you the sharpness of the lens wide open. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. All right, so that is the 50 1.4, and I actually didn't really introduce that very well, did I? I jumped right into talking about the shooting the lens right off the bat. But this little baby here, as I already said, it's the chrome nose.
Beautiful gun. I like this thing.
It's a 7-element in 6 groups, also 8 aperture blades, and its close focus distance is 45 centimeters. It's a great portrait lens. It's it's not the sharp. None of these are actually, being old manual lenses, they're not the sharpest thing wide open, but it's not bad. So again, it's a great little lens. It's great for your lineup, and like all of these, they're built like mini tanks. They're got some quite heft for it. You can use it as a weapon if you're being mugged on the street. Whew, throw this at a gangster, take him out. So anyway, so this is the 50. Again, the 50's a great focal length. Okay, let me put this back on my 24 here so that it's not going to cause any trouble for anybody. There we go. All right. So moving on down the line, we have the 55. I drive 55, baby. 55! So this is obviously my favorite one to use. Everybody loves to use big glass. I mean, as I said, look at the hole on that. Look at the glass on this thing. This is a big honking piece of glass. This is a highly sought after lens. Great quality. I did another YouTube video comparing the 55 1.2 Canon against the 55 1.2 Nikon, and Canon kicked its ass basically. It's a great piece of glass. A little speck on the end there. I want to dump that off of there. All right, so the 55 SSC Super Spectra coating. There's nothing special about the coating, really. They're all multi-coating, but it's a great piece of advertising, and everybody likes the little red SSC on there.
You're so fucking cool.
But anyway, this is 8 elements in 6 groups, 8 aperture blades, just like the rest of them. Its closest focus distance is 60 centimeters, so 0.6 meters, and its big brother, the aspherical lens version, is much more expensive, and it's even more sought after. It's a great quality lens. So let me get you a picture of my Canon lens. Where's my red dot? And give you a kind of little sample of what this baby can do. Believe me, it is a really nice lens. Let me zoom in with my close up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, and don't forget, I got lots of shots of Dylan with this as well. When I did my little battle of the 55s, which I'll put a link up here for you to check that out. It's definitely worth worth a look at. All right, so the very last one that I'm going to talk about today is the 135. Now this is the 135 f2.5. You know, there's a 3.5 and so on and so forth, but the 2.5 is the one I thought was cool because, of course, bigger apertures. Everybody likes faster apertures, yeah. Now, as I said, this was the very first of the, and again, it's another big piece of glass in there. This is the first of the line to get converted from FL mount to FD mount. So this is the 135 f.25, and even though it doesn't have the SSC or anything else, it's multi-coated just like everything else. It's 6 elements in 5 groups, and its closest focus is 1.5. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually focus in on the end of the camera here. I may have to pick something across the room. Maybe I'll grab that teddy bear or the my Christmas stocking in the corner or something like that to give you a sample of that, as well as always, giving you a shot of my son Dylan with this particular lens. So it's again another great lens for its value. You know, you can't go wrong with these old FD lenses. They've got a great reputation. They're great for videography as well. So as I said, let me see if I can get any kind of zoom in on the end of the lens here. Now, if I go back a little bit, no, still too close. So as I said, let me grab a shot of my my Christmas stocking I have hanging all year round, because who doesn't like a forever Christmas? And I'll zoom in on the teddy bear's face. Get that nice and as crisp as can be at 2.5. So this is wide open. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, and as I said, I'm going to have pictures of Dylan also. With this, and even with the adapter on it, you know, for a 135 millimeter lens, it's you know, as long as it's heavy, but heavy is great too, because it's great to sit in your hand while you're focusing on things, so that you can you know, you can snap pictures as you're going without. If the lens is so light, you know, it's very easy to get the camera shake. But with a heavier lens, it sits well in your hands, and if you have your elbows in, it makes for a great 3-point contact on that. So anyway, that's where I'm going to leave us off. So this is as I said, this is my collection of Canon FD mounts, and as usual, you know, this is what modesty photography is here for. It's what Camera Talk is here for. To not only bring you, you know, informative, you know, videos about the options you have out there as either a new photographer or as a budget photographer, you know, because these lenses are not that pricey. The 55 1.2 is a little more expensive. You know, I'll put the price up here because I didn't memorize what they were, but all around they're not bad compared to today's lenses, which are quite expensive. So especially for fast lenses, you know, the larger iris openings and the f-stops. So anyway, that's my video for this week. So you know, as usual, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Don't forget, if you're you know, looking for some very economical and high-powered photo editing software. Flip that around. You know, Luminar. Luminar is a wonderful bit of software, and you know, you can edit the heck out of your photos without charging you an arm and a leg. It's normally like $67. So if you click the link below, you get a $10 discount. So it's really $57, which is great compared to Lightroom and Photoshop and all that, a little more expensive. So anyway, so do that. And you know, Luminar is not sponsoring me or anything. It's not.
Some things money can't buy.
You know, I get I get free filters or things like that for every time somebody orders something from there. But you know, again, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you. Remember, you belong here. This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. YouTube loves the like button. I think it's like Facebook. Facebook loves the like button too, but YouTube likes the like button as well. You know, it helps move you out there to get more exposure to a larger viewing audience. So help out my channel. Anyway, as I say, that's all I have for you for this week. So this is Modesty Photography, and I will see you in the next video. So you take care. You have a great weekend. Wash those hands. Don't touch your face. Even though I think I touched mine a couple times. But I'm here in Vietnam. We only have a couple hundred, like literally 200 or close to maybe 300 active cases at the moment out of 96 million people. So I'm not too worried about catching COVID-19. It's all happening in the north part of the country anyway. So with that said, wherever you're from, though, you probably do have a bit of a crisis going on. So don't touch your face. Wear a mask.
Would you like to see my mask?
Social distancing, all that good kind of stuff. Take it from Dr. Scott. You know, it's for the best. Anyway, you have yourself a great day, have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Here I am.